knew Susie like I knew Susie, you'd have scabies. We're Hack the Dino, and this is You Don't Know Video Games, where we bring you the most 90s jokes you could ever hope to have. Brayden, what'd you think of that one?
That was a real humdinger of a joke.
Humdinger?
There, Ben.
Well, here's another one for you. Zach, try and break this riddle. Why did Jimmy fall off the swing?
Why, Ben?
Because Jimmy was a fish. Why did Susie fall off the swing?
Why?
Because Susie didn't have any arms. Anyway, we're here to bring you top-notch champagne comedy just like that.
Ben's drinking for the audio listeners.
Oh, they heard. Bit of ASMR slurping there for you.
Yeah, awesome.
But Zach's here for the first time this year. Zach,
Hey!
welcome to the good ship You Don't Know Video Games. It's what's well called now.
Thanks for having me back, people.
The good ship.
I love being the stand-in for either Floppy Anto. We need someone less good-looking and charismatic as Floppy because he's busy. Yep, I got you covered, baby.
I don't know. I mean, put you and Floppy on a fighty match. I reckon your dazzling smile will outshine his.
Mate, I've been doing contact sports for like most of my life.
Yeah.
And combat sports as well. My teeth look like, due to, busted teeth and fractured jaws or whatever.
Yeah, but like Floppy's got this like puppy dog energy. Like,
He does.
Who wants that?
He's a sweet, sweet man.
Whereas you're like a freaking velociraptor. You're like you're sitting there going, tapping your claw. Yeah, come on, hurry up.
No,
That's
just my autistic screech. Don't worry about it.
Clever girl.
Oh man, but we are talking about a whole heap of stuff on tonight's show, including retro consoles that are underrated. They don't get the love they deserve. And I put this to everyone over in our Discord and got a couple of comments back from the fine people in the Hack the Dino Discord. And if you'd like to join the Hack the Dino Discord, as well as maybe leave us a review on any of the podcast apps, or look at us over on youtube.com/You Don't Know Video Games, head on over to hackthedino.com. Subscribe, please leave a review. Really helps us grow with the algorithm and everything. And let's face it, even though we've been doing this for something like 8 years, the fact that we changed the name of the show and all our socials means we're pretty much starting from scratch again. So anything you can do to help us get a little bit of a foothold in that old algorithm saute, whatever.
Share it with your nan.
Yeah, Nans
love me.
Well, Nans actually love Floppy as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't?
That's
Like,
that
really.
silver fox
Hey,
energy coming through.
Nana's got needs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nanas love me for a different reason.
Why?
Because I'm sweet.
Oh.
And I'm respectful.
Right.
Nanas love Floppy because he puts out.
Folks, where's the lie?
Sometimes it's just funny to say the truth.
Floppy isn't here. I meant to call you Floppy then, but I thought I'd cover it up pretty well.
Good work.
Thanks. Zach! What you been playing? What you been doing? What's going on with your bad self in the past 6 months?
So my wife got me a PS5 for Christmas,
Nice.
which has been getting its workout. So I beat Ghost of Tsushima.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic. You want up on me.
And the expansion pack with Ghost of Tsushima because I got the director's cut.
Awesome.
That game.
How beautiful is it?
It is on the PS5 because I played it on PS4 originally, which means it turned into a jet engine and tried to blow out the window. But on the PS5, it's so smooth and 60 frames, utterly gorgeous.
Yep.
And the DLC, they did such a good job tying it into the rest of the game. So I beat the DLC before I finished the main story, the OG story.
Oh, so you went into like the demon realm and did all that stuff?
Well, yeah, the other island where you fight the eagle and you're like high on drugs trying to deal with the grief of your dad. No spoilers if you haven't beat it, but
Your dad dies.
your dad dies. It's kind of a big thing for Jin, but yeah, you deal with that. They did a really good job blending it into the OG story. Fantastic, just such a good game, such an absolutely gorgeous game.
So when you play this, are you the type of person to do a whole bunch of side quests to like super OP so you can just annihilate everyone?
Absolutely, I still got slapped around though.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was definitely some fights where I got whooped, but because I play on normal because I like a challenge, but I don't hate myself.
That's the correct space.
See, this is the problem. I hate myself, but play on baby mode. So something's not computing there.
Ghost of Dead Dad. That's right. But it's loved it. And I also, because I've got my PS5, I'm obsessed with beating games on the PS5. Plus, Addison loves watching me. My daughter loves watching me play games on the big TV. So I also beat Dynasty Warriors Origins, which is a fantastic game and a complete return to form to the Warriors series.
Do they just make like heaps of juice?
No.
Dynasty League oranges.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So, yeah.
Brayden.
Yeah, Ben, that wasn't your finest.
But yes, Dynasty Warriors Origins on PS5. You have to swap the audio to Japanese because the English voice acting is the cringiest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Like Breath of the Wild.
Yes. So Michaela actually said, I can't watch you play this. And so I swapped it to Japanese, and it was such an insane improvement. In fact, some of the voice actors in this are from One Piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah, really, really good. But yeah, if you like slaying literal thousands of enemies, doing really cool combos, being super OP.
Hyrule Warriors.
That's what this is based from.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so yeah, the Warriors series. But yeah, the last one they made, which I think was 9, sucked immensely. It was utterly, utterly awful. This single player, like, unique story, complete return to form, epic boss battles with magic and all this other cool stuff. Like, this battle here was Yang Jiao for people watching. Awesome. Loved it. Such a good game. And now I am playing Hogwarts Legacy.
How are you finding that?
Well, I have it on PC, but I got it for my PS5. And I, forgive my language, fucking hate Harry Potter. It is, it is so unbelievably overrated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're correct.
But the game, Hogwarts Legacy, is fantastic.
Really?
It is awesome.
I'm not going to lie, I've been tempted.
It is. I wouldn't get it for Switch, my guy.
There's a PS5 right there, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think I play Fortnite on?
$58 pre-owned. 100% worth it. The combat is awesome. You can put it in baby mode if you like, but it's still exciting. The spell combos you can do are awesome. And you can look flippity-dippity fly with like dragon leather like coats and whatnot. It's a very cool game. Like,
I will play it once they mod it and they actually put in my fine suggestion from a couple of shows back.
Which is?
The Cretaceous Curse.
The Cretaceous Curse.
Yeah, it turns everyone into a dinosaur.
Well, they've just actually released this game in PC for modding.
Yes.
So
we discussed.
Yes, there's absolutely wild. But yes, giant enemy crabs. But it's really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and Addison loves watching it too. But yeah, really cool game.
When are you going to get her on the Harry Potter films, or is she bypassing that?
She's more of a Tim Burton fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she loves Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Amazing.
Both 1 and 2. She absolutely loves Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, anything Tim Burton and dark and gritty or dark and gloomy, she absolutely loves. My daughter is 3.5, by the way. Every time in Beetlejuice 1 where the Maitlands fall off the bridge and die, she giggles her ass off.
So when's it time to introduce her to Batman and Batman Returns?
Soon.
Oh, good.
I got in trouble for sitting down and watching all of Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Do you know Michelle Pfeiffer was dating Michael Douglas? Michael Douglas?
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Oh, Michael Douglas. Michael Keaton during the first one.
Really? Can you imagine Michael Douglas as Batman?
Yeah, I know. Michael Keaton, because Michael Keaton tried to get her to be Vicky Vale.
Oh.
But she went, no, it'd be too weird working together. And then she was Michelle Pfeiffer. She literally was sewn into that costume as Catwoman.
Yeah, sure, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
What house you in? Slytherin. I'm a Slytherin because I cannot wait to have a dinner. And you can straight up murk people. It's really weird. Like, it's hilarious how obscure the wizard world is in this game because it's essentially the Illuminati, right? Where we can't give you too dangerous spells. We got to make sure you're safe. Meanwhile, I've just murked this dude for trying to kill a small animal.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, just straight up went and set him on fire, and he's dead. Like, that's fine. I'm playing a 15-year-old, like 16-year-old, 5th year at Hogwarts.
He's just murdering people.
And look, straight up murking.
Nice.
Like, it's action combat with a spell. It's really cool. Highly recommend. Hell yes, Slytherin rules. But yeah, I don't like Harry Potter. But yeah, this game awesome. I also played Avowed. I'm playing Avowed, which is the definition of an okay game. Like, how's it about? It's okay. It's a solid 6.5, and that's fine. But yeah, it's like Skyrim Light. The combat's fun. The exploration's okay. The story is okay.
Wasn't that dude in Concord?
I mean, kind of looks like it, doesn't it? But yeah, I've been playing Avowed. That's okay. But yeah, the combat is like how you remember Skyrim being a first-person like action RPG kind of deal. Because you play Skyrim now, it's clunky and awful. But yeah, this flowed really well. I have a pistol and a sword in my hand. Got some magic. I've got a party rocking with me. Yeah,
See, I always get told off when I have a pistol or a sword in my hand.
That
was a masturbation joke.
Yep, I got it.
Brayden, you're gonna get it. What have you been sorting?
I have been actually sword and shielding, not in Pokemon. I swear to God, this is the last week. Actually no, because I will bring it up next week because I will have finished it. But next episode will be the last episode that I mentioned Baldur's Gate 3. I'm right at the very cusp of the end of the tip of the thing.
Right on the tip.
Right on the tip.
I'm just edging your way closer.
Oh my God, I'm almost there.
I'm very curious as to what ending you're going to get.
I am too. I'm curious to do my ending.
70 of them.
And then find out what the other endings are, because
He didn't bang the
sounds
bear.
crazy.
Halson's character kind of sucks.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Wholesome fan, but
I've not used him once.
True. He actually got kidnapped in my game.
Oh, did he?
Very fun. But
See-
no, but next week I will definitely be talking about this game because
2K25?
it's released today at time of recording, and I am going to go pick it up tomorrow morning.
Very nice.
Very excited.
I've heard good things. Like this one's actually looking pretty good. I haven't played it. Look, I'll be honest. I haven't played a wrestling game since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
For the podcast listeners, Brayden's talking about WWE.
Oh,
I did say 2K25.
Did you?
yeah, true.
Yeah, but people just think you're talking about the current year.
Yeah, no. So Zach, from last year's WWE game, that was the first one I had played since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Oh, really?
So
Very good.
I was like, okay, I'm here to see what the deal is.
Zach, is it kind of weird watching a video game and seeing someone you trained on there?
Look, I trained with her. Like, I helped a little bit, but she... yeah.
We're talking about Rhea Ripley,
Rhea
of course.
Ripley.
Yeah.
I worked with her for like a year and a half, but she is... It is a bit weird. Is that... Did someone make Lucha Underground in WWE?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
I think that's, what do they call it? The Island of Relevancy, which is where the multiplayer is.
It's I'm gonna show you actual gameplay from the Island of
I
Relevancy.
think there's rumors that E have actually bought the rights to Lucha Underground.
Real cringe. This is the online component.
They brought this thing
It's
in
really
from
bad. It's
this.
really, really bad, guys.
That's not good.
I'm not going to touch
What are
it
the arcade games?
at all.
There's arcade games.
Look at Xavier Woods.
He's
What
It's
is
so
this
bad.
shit?
It's so bad.
Why does he look like a chicken nugget?
I've been hearing reviews of this mode, and it's atrocious.
This has been 2K'd all over.
Yep, extremely. So don't touch this mode if you're going to play this game. There's plenty of other games to play.
Are they asking real money to buy basketball shoes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is such a 2K. Oh my
So
god.
ignore that.
And just play the wrestling.
Instead, just play the actual game.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting. Like coming from that classic PS2 era, how they've done it, they've really lent into like, no, you are simulating a wrestling match. You're not just trying to arcade win the fight. You're trying to entertain the crowd and make a 5-star match.
See, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty interesting.
Does Dave Meltzer come in and give you a star rating afterwards?
Fuck the Dave Meltzer.
And why is Spider-Man and Venom on our screen?
Because the community, there's an amazing thing that you can do where you can upload your creations. So on day one, wrestlers that aren't in the game, like people who rhyme with Croc Besnar, people
Bork Laser.
people immediately make their own creations, and you can just download them.
Is that Martian Manhunter at the top?
Yes.
No,
There-
is that Plankton?
There's Plankton.
Oh, I thought it
Yes.
was Piccolo.
But yeah, so the community make crazy stuff. You can import any character. It's probably already been made. But yeah, it's
Is that Joe Hendry?
So at the moment on screen, we've got
I don't
MJF
think so.
and Will Ospreay.
No, it's MJF. What? That's not MJF.
Well, no, because it's a community creation.
Yeah,
so,
that is. So someone made MJF and put him in there.
Yeah.
That is Will Ospreay.
So yeah,
They've
it's
made Will Ospreay. That's great.
It's pretty interesting in terms of like, you can kind of get away with cheeky shit just by downloading community creations.
They're
But
not even subtle about. See, WWE have always won. Okay, first of all, Jake the Snake Roberts' rig was never that good. But it's amazing how they're blatantly. Do you want to know how Because one of my trademark moves that I've done for like almost 20 years has been the Shining Wizard. Do you want to know where I learnt the Shining Wizard? Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, this move's awesome with my creator character. I'm
That's
going to go learn
fantastic.
it and I'm going to start doing it.
See, the one time I did that with, because we've all been backyard wrestlers. We've all done
100%.
that. Mine was the head scissor takedown,
It's
which came from No Mercy.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
Fun time. Well, see, usually, so people give me a lot of crap for not playing many games. I do play games. It's just that I play a lot of retro games, and not everyone wants to hear me talk about retro games because I pretty much play exclusively Nintendo games. So this week, I got some Sega games,
Oh, now you piqued my interest.
some Mega Drive games.
You have piqued my interest.
So I booted up the old Sega Mega Drive.
That's awesome.
And I think it was the Mega. I always get the names mixed up.
Yeah,
Mega
same.
Drive, Master System. I can't
Master
remember.
System was the older one.
Yeah. Anyway, I played Shinobi 3,
Yes.
which is not. Which one did we play? Is it Shinobi 2 we played as part of the game club, Brayden?
I thought it was 3.
I thought it was 3.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
This
remember.
takes me back.
Anyway, it was a great game. Great game on the
So
console as well.
good.
On an old CRT like I've got in there with the Triniton, with the surround sound and the brilliant music.
Yes.
Hell of a game. Beautiful artwork. We've gone through this on previous game clubs. But yeah, great game. And then I picked up for, I think, $10. I got Alien Storm. Never played it before. But I went, you know what? Let's give it a crack. You ever played Alien Storm?
No.
It is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but you change different levels from a side-scroller into a first-person shooter. And it's basically aliens have come to Earth and they've taken over the bodies of people and you have to beat them up. And you can play token man, token female, or a robot. So I chose the robot.
Naturally.
And yeah, I mean, it's, you know, your typical repeating sprites and whatnot. But I had a lot of fun with it. Just going through, you roll out of the way and then you hit them.
This is wacky, like Streets of Rage.
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome. Or Golden Axe. Oh, classics.
Yeah, and then every
Look
now
at
and then,
this.
yeah, it comes into a first-person shooter, and you can't shoot humans, unfortunately. But yeah, great game, great time. I really enjoyed it.
That's really cool.
So because I was an elitist when I was younger, I never really played much Sega. I played Alex Kidd and a couple of other games at a neighbor's house. There's the robot that I was.
That's awesome.
And now I'm just rediscovering playing Sega games, and yeah, a lot of them are real fun. The 16-bit ones.
With my game club, you're going to have a few Sega games in there, mate.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're up to the last round. It's Brayden's pick. Next game club. And then
I'm keen for the end of 2025 to be the year that Ben goes full Sonic psycho.
No. That will never happen because, and Anto's not here, Sonic is a bad game. Yep, I said it.
You're entitled to your incorrect opinion, Ben.
I am indeed, and I will stand by that opinion because it's good for everyone.
Better movies though.
Not really. Who got the better? Who got the better Metacritic score? The Mario Brothers one or the new Mario Brothers one?
Nah, the old one.
Yeah. No, let's talk about the old one, Ben.
No, all right, we'll talk
From
about
the
it.
90s?
I've got 2 copies of it right there.
Look, as a kid, I loved that movie.
I've got the VHS in there. I've got 2 Blu-ray copies, and I've got a DVD copy. Great film. If you ignore that it's a Mario film and you look at it just as a dumb, goofy sci-fi film,
90s
it's fantastic.
flick. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it's great.
Just ignore the Mario part.
Yeah. All right, what's next? We're going to talk a little bit of some topics. You ready for some topics?
I do
Some
like topics.
hard-hitting topics.
Hey Ben.
Yeah.
Just very quickly.
Yo.
That's the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's Sonic 3.
What, really? 46? The
Wait.
Super Mario Brothers movie got 46?
Out of what?
100.
100?
But the movie, what? Nah.
That is
Nah, even that is criminally low.
absolutely,
Criminally low.
absolutely.
It was such a good movie. But Sonic 3, fantastic. As a, like, I love how, because I really wish I was on more of these shows just so I could argue with you guys. Because I'm listening as I'm driving and all I'm thinking is, get fucked. Especially when you guys are like, oh, but Sonic 2 was the best one.
Not me. I don't think any of them are good.
Well, you are wrong. Stay out of the conversation. Sonic 3, I literally went and saw that in the cinemas with my brother and sister-in-law when they were down from Japan. And I was... two movies in recent history have made me feel like a kid again. Felt that brought in that light out of me, of my dead soul. One of them was Wolverine and Deadpool, because all my 90s, like in early 2000s, like superheroes like Blade and all that come screaming back, and that blew my mind. And then there's this. I enjoyed this more than Wolverine and Deadpool. You right there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to plug my disc system in.
Okay, cool. This Sonic 3, especially when they start playing Live and Learn, brother. And then with the Avengers end scenes, literally people cheering in the cinema. By the way, like an actual pop. It was fantastic. Shut up. It was the best.
Humans can't live with them. Can't wipe them all out with one massive nuke.
Eggman pissed on the moon in live action. That's right.
Okay, cool.
Jim Carrey was
Jim Carrey, I won't hear a bad word against. But I will hear a bad word against Scopely. Do you know who Scopely are?
No.
So Scopely are a company who are owned by the Saudi Arabia Public Fund.
Yep.
You may have heard of them. They're the ones who bring the WWE over.
Oh, yeah.
With the blood money.
Yes.
Because they bring everything over because they have money, so they bring everything over to try and make their image better. Yeah.
So they own Pokemon Go now.
Oh, and Monopoly Go.
Yep. So they already owned Monopoly Go. They owned, was it Marvel Rivals? They own?
No, that's NetEase.
Not Rivals. Marvel, there's a Marvel, Strike Force. There you go.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So they own a whole bunch of games. They now own everything Niantic bought out. So Pikmin Go.
Right.
What's the Wayfarer one?
Monster Hunter now.
Monster Hunter. Ignis? Not Ignis. Oh, I don't know.
Who
Whatever.
cares?
Anyway, for a couple of $1 billion, they now own Pokemon Go.
Wasn't it the same amount of money as Disney bought Star Wars?
$3.5 billion?
Good
Sure was.
Lord.
$3.5 billion. Now, the one thing that Scopely are known for, if you've played any of these games, is egregious pop-up ads. Egregious trying to claw back your money.
Right.
Now, they did come out and say
Pokemon
that...
is banned in
I feel like we need a fact check, but Dylan has just said in the chat, the irony is that Pokemon is banned in Saudi Arabia. Is that real?
I believe so.
That's insane.
So they did come out and say, don't worry, the Pokemon Go team, developing team is still going to be on board. Nothing will change. They're committed to keep because they have a lot of live in-person events.
They do.
And, it's really heavily controlled by the Pokemon company because they're very protective over their IP.
Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second. If you have spent $3.5 billion on a game, you want to see that return real quick. And $3.5 billion, it's a lot of money.
Not for these people.
So they are going to nickel and dime you wherever possible. I saw a comment on one Reddit thread where it says, oh, you've encountered a shiny. Pay $2.50 for the chance to catch it.
That's oh man, that feels too real.
And I think that's what we might be up against down the line. Not straight away, but certainly down the line. So I've started the process of transferring over all my shiny Pokemon to Pokemon Home. Because I get a sneaking suspicion that this boy here who's played it almost every single day for the past 8 years ain't going to be playing it for very much longer. And truth be told, because they were gearing up for the sale, they did add a whole heap of micro purchases and buy this now. Now you can spend $12 on this Pokemon just to get, obviously, the money levels up to get maximum profit out of it. But a sad day because this was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I love just walking when I'm going from A to B, getting the phone out and seeing what Pokemons. I'm a big shiny hunter. So the shiny rates really appealed to me. I think there's something like 1 in 500 as opposed to 1 in 5,000. So a good time. No more. Zach, did you play much of it?
Oh, yeah. Mate, I got the Pokemon Go doohickey that auto spins and catches Pokemon for me.
Doohickey.
Which one? The first or the second one?
The second one.
Oh.
The one that doesn't suck.
Yes. Cool.
I drive to work, chuck that bad boy on, and I look, oh, shiny.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's great. Like, it spins. Plus, my house is right next to a gym and a Pokestop, so I just chuck that on and fills up my bag full of Pokeballs.
Sweet. I
Yeah.
love bags of balls.
Yeah.
Speaking of bags of balls, Brayden, how long did you play this for? Not long.
Wow.
What?
That was rude.
What do you mean?
Your ball bag?
No, I said bag of balls.
Oh,
you know
bless.
that bag that you're always carrying around?
Right, yes.
Full of severed men's testicles.
That's it. That's the one. They're my victims.
Yep. That's your trophy. You
yeah,
wear
yeah.
them as earrings.
I did play this for a while, but like much like all things, I just sort of like eventually just kind of stopped doing it and forgot about it. But like, and then hearing that it got more and more and more microtransaction-y.
It's
like,
awful.
Yeah.
It is actually quite
It's
awful. at the moment.
egregious.
yeah. So I'm glad I dropped off it when I did.
Like, I bought the ticket for a big event that was like 2 weekends ago, and I regretted it. Like, it was not worth the money at all. And I thought there's so much more decent stuff I could have spent money on. Because I like, whenever these big events come, because I play this game almost daily, and, you know, you got to give some money back to them because that's how they stay in business. So when a big event comes around, I don't usually buy anything else, but when a big event comes around, I'll put down $20, $30 and yeah, cool. Thanks, guys. I'll have fun and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was not worth it at all. Not worth it in the slightest. So, what's the word I'm looking for? Preemptive. Rest in peace to Pokemon Go. But you know what many thought was resting in peace? Only to have those expectators.
You're right, Ben.
Chrono Trigger's coming back. Shut the hell up. No one is going to hush my vibe. That's right. I'm a white guy. I can say that with words.
Is this the link I sent you?
Yes, but I'd already discovered it previously. So to celebrate, last show we talked about Chrono Trigger and the 30th anniversary. Quote, as we mark the 30th anniversary of Chrono Trigger, we will be launching various projects that go beyond the world of the game over the next year to express our gratitude to everyone who has played Chrono Trigger so far. Holy shit, it's happening. I don't care if I don't get a remake. I just want something. Just give me anything. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I love it dearly, and I cannot freaking wait to see what comes out. I'm so freaking excited.
Imagine a whole new game.
Imagine
not even a remake. Just a new game.
Imagine Chrono Trigger remade in the Octopath Traveler engine. Oh,
I'd like to see it in Unreal 5.
Unreal 5? Yeah. I mean, look at this art. Akira Toriyama. Of course, no longer
RIP.
with us. So, but,
Hey, there's some spoilers here. I'm
Not
still
really.
playing through it.
Oh, really?
I had to start my game again.
Friend of the show, Game Boy Dad, I got him to play it a couple of years back. And we're talking about it. And I said, it's a 60, 65-hour game. It's a long slog. And he goes, Ben, it's 30 hours. Oh, what? And then I played the game without upgrading anything because I didn't know how RPGs worked.
Yep.
But Magus, how cool's Magus? And Frog? Oh, they're all great. Anyway, Chrono Trigger.
My party is Chrono, Frog, and Death by Snoo Snoo.
Oh, Ayla.
Yep. That's my party at the moment.
Mine is, I always tried to keep Marl in it because of like the mainline story. But then I go, nah, bugger it. Chrono, Magus, Frog. Unless I try and do the ending
Magus
where...
joins your team?
Yeah, spoiler. Well, it's one of those, because you have 13 endings, it's one of the, you can either fight Magus or you can try and convince him to join your team.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
and
exciting.
if you fight him and defeat him, that's it. You don't see him again.
No, right.
Out for the whole game.
Yeah, right. That's exciting.
Yeah. Cool game. Everyone should play Chrono Trigger. I think Michael Towns in the live chat said, or he may have said it on our Discord earlier, the mobile version's on sale now, which you can get on Apple TV, which you can sync up to a controller. It's not the greatest version, but it's still better than paying, I don't know, $1,300 for a game.
If you have Steam right now, ending in a week's time, you can get Chrono Trigger for a total of Australian dollars of $4.48.
Wait, I can get it on PC?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Again,
I've been
it's
playing it on my mobile this whole time.
it's the not so good version, but still, it's Chrono Trigger. You should play it. What part are you up to?
I'm back in time, and I think the meteor just dropped. I think the big bad just dropped in the big hole.
Lavos.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing. I think I'm looking for Magus in like 65,000 BC, whatever it is.
AD.
Yeah. I'm looking for him in the prehistoric times.
Are you looking for Magus in the prehistoric times?
Hey, just take Ben's copy and play it. I don't have retro consoles.
You don't have a US Super Nintendo?
No.
Yeah. See, I do. 2 of them.
I'm very excited for when the news releases that this is just a mobile gacha game.
You know what? Gotcha me, baby. Take my money. I will play anything Chrono Trigger related. And hopefully it brings down some of the collectibles of Chrono Trigger, because that shit is expensive. Like, not just the games, but they came out with some prismatic cards. There's a VHS where Chrono Trigger, Chrono appears in like 3 frames and it's the back of his head. But the anime focuses on someone else, and that VHS is worth like $100. It's freaking ridiculous. I just want all the Chrono Trigger stuff. Anyway, speaking of retro, there's been a lot of retro consoles in our time, hasn't there?
There just keeps being more.
Yes, because the wheels of time keep turning, and I keep getting stuck in the gears of that mighty clock. That's why my face looks like this. Anyway,
What the fuck?
what? I'm well aware I look like a used condom. It's fine. Underrated retro consoles. That's what we're talking about. Guess where the cut happens when I slice this bit down for the show?
Is it after you say you look like a used condom?
See, that
Yes.
part's bleeped out, Brayden. So,
Dang.
yeah, there you go.
Hi, YouTube.
I have not. Yeah, okay. 100% is making the cut.
Retro consoles. Zach, what retro consoles have you played in your illustrious life?
Well, I've been gaming since I was 5.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
now.
Older.
How old am I? 36? 37? I'm turning one of those things. I think I'm 36, turning 37. I can't actually remember.
You're certainly turning a number.
Yeah, I'm turning 37. So I've been gaming for like 32 years. So yes, I played pretty much all of them. The only thing I never played was the Dreamcast, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sure Anto.
Or the Atari.
Well, I mean, Atari.
Or the Commodore 64. That's 3 out of all of them, though.
Commodore 64 was not bad. How did you played tapes? Actual cassette tapes.
Yeah, someone was telling me about
Yeah.
that because I think a mate of mine had one.
I've got a Street Fighter Commodore 64 tape
Yeah,
in
right.
there as part of my Street Fighter collection. Anyway, I compiled a list of 5 retro consoles that I think are criminally underrated. Also got some comments from the people within our Discord, which you can join by heading over to hackthedino.com, clicking the button and jumping in the Discord. And here, in no particular order, are said 5 consoles, which I think are severely underrated, and you should give a go if they weren't ridiculously expensive now. Anyway, number 1, or 5, whichever way you want to go, GameCube. The GameCube was released as a part of the 6th generation of gaming consoles, along with the Sega Dreamcast, the Sony PlayStation 2, and the Microsoft Xbox. Released at a time where the Nintendo 64 was clearly behind the Xbox and PlayStation in terms of graphics and power. It is the first time Nintendo did not try to compete with power and just did their own thing, which disappointed many people, including me.
I absolutely love the GameCube.
It's
I'm not
such
gonna
a
lie.
great system.
Yeah, it was really good. The games were good.
And because it was such an underseller, especially over here, they're really expensive to get a hand of now. Like, anything under $200 for a GameCube, just the base GameCube, is considered a bargain.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Whole heap of awesome games. But before we get to the whole, I'm just jumping ahead of my own notes here, so we'll backtrack a bit. You can't see it, but trust me, I skipped some stuff on my notes. And that's how I effortlessly cover up the fact that I'm incompetent.
Ben's a massive professional, prepares a lot for this show, and then just forgets all of it the second he starts talking.
Because I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Anyway, it failed. Why did it fail? I hear you think. Intense competition from the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Like, obviously. The PlayStation 2, biggest selling console of all time. Xbox coming on the scene. Of course, had The Rock promote it when it launched. And isn't he doing well now? Lack of third-party support. So we didn't have a plethora of games. We had... Do you know what games launched for the GameCube?
Bugger all. Was that Animal Crossing?
Nope.
That wasn't even launched?
That wasn't a launch title.
Yeah, right.
They had... I don't even know if Wave Race was. No, it wasn't. But they definitely had Star Wars, Rogue Squadron was the launch title.
Okay.
Which was a good game.
It was.
Luigi's Mansion. I think Eternal Darkness was a launch title.
That game absolutely slaps.
But that was it.
Really?
Those three titles were their launch titles.
Not even Mario Sunshine was a launch title?
No, the whole gimmick was that, it's Luigi's turn. So the two times they focused on Luigi as being sort of like the main brother have been Nintendo's two worst years in recorded history. So it happened with the GameCube and it happened with the Wii U.
Ah, yes.
So there you go. Proof. Luigi's
is that Twilight
useless.
Princess?
Yes, it is.
That was a good game.
It was.
I'm not a huge fan of Zelda, but I watched my friend Resident Evil 4. Brother, that was a masterpiece.
Yeah. So they did focus on a younger demographic. And as such, that's when Nintendo started to get their perceived kiddie image because you had PlayStation and Xbox bringing out like GTAs and all those higher end
Manhunt.
games. Yeah. It had very limited online capabilities, which again was sort of a nail in the coffin for them. And it didn't play DVDs.
Yeah, that was I was going to mention that. Yeah, that was probably what killed them the most.
Now they did release the Panasonic Q, which was a GameCube made in conjunction with Panasonic that had a stereo attached to it. And in fact, Brayden, can you find a picture of the Panasonic Q for me, please?
Oh my god, what is this thing?
Have you never seen the Panasonic Q?
Oh my god, it looks so weird.
Bring it up for the viewers.
Yes, okay, let's go.
And we'll get Zach to describe it for the podcast people.
Oh my
The Panasonic Q is super expensive. In fact, I was talking to someone at the markets when we were out and about, and he has one for sale. He wants $3,000 for it.
Woo! All right.
How much do you like Nintendo, Ben?
Oh
my
lot.
God, what is that heinous thing?
So describe it for us, Zach.
It looks like every basic bitch CD player you used to get from Target in the early 2000s.
But it's a GameCube.
But it's somehow a GameCube as well.
Yep. So DVD player, believe it played CDs as well. You got a remote with it. You got a controller. Do you know how much that Panasonic controller is worth on its own? Upwards of $500.
Good Lord.
Just the controller.
If they released this from the get-go, GameCube would have done better, for sure.
Yeah, well, I think this was a direct response to the GameCube not doing too well. They tried to beef it up a bit. Was released in Japan, wasn't released over here, I don't believe. But yeah, it's sort of a grail piece for many a collector. I do not own one. Maybe one day I will when I have $3,000 to spend.
Jesus.
That is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about this? I hate that I kind of like the look of it.
Because it's awesome.
Because it's just, it oozes to early 2000s. And that
It
is
really
just
does.
I never had this and I never touched it, but I feel like I've seen 18 things in my childhood that were like this.
Yep.
Oh, it's good.
That is, the remote alone
Yeah.
just screams my angsty teen years.
I hate to think how much that remote's worth, actually. Because if the controller's worth $500, I reckon that'd be a lot more common than the remote.
Yeah.
I reckon you probably
The GameCube controller was so, considering the N64 controller sucked eggs, the ergonomic feel of the GameCube controller was
One of the best.
So superior.
One of the best controllers of all time.
But, anything is better than zero. You know what I mean? the N64 controller is in the negatives for, ergonomic and comfortability.
Don't agree, but over.
It was utterly garbage.
All right, some super awesome games that did come out in the GameCube that you can play. Wind Waker. Smash Brothers Melee.
Yes.
Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, which was a remake of Metal Gear Solid. Didn't come out on anything else.
Yeah, right.
Just the GameCube. That game's worth, I think, around $150 now.
Okay.
Eternal Darkness, which we spoke about. The Zelda Collection Disc. which came as a promo disc or a pack-in with some GameCube games. It was a disc for the GameCube that had Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time on it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hell of a disc. The Ocarina of Time bonus disc that came with Wind Waker. So when Wind Waker came out, if you launched it... Hideo
Kojima, you horny man.
Yeah, sorry. Kojima distracted me then. If you pre-purchased or pre-ordered Wind Waker, you got a special bonus disc which had Ocarina of Time on it. And then I think they called it the Master Quest of Ocarina of Time, where they remixed all the dungeons. So it was the same game, but they just remixed the dungeons.
Yuck.
We can see it on screen now.
Yuck. To hell with that water temple, bro.
Oh,
I hate it.
I don't know why people whinge about it so much. It's
hate
quite
it.
easy. I never had a problem with it. We also had...
I'm 15 years younger than you, Ben, so it was a bit harder for me.
Calm down. 15? Jeez, just because I'm bold. Pikmin, of course, launched. Mm-hmm. And Pokemon Gale of Darkness.
Sorry, what?
Ever heard of Pokemon Gale of Darkness?
What? No, seriously, is that a thing?
Yes, look up Pokemon Gale of Darkness.
Pokemon Gale of
Because this game, this GameCube game, Pokemon Gale of Darkness, is the
Pokemon
first time...
RPG?
Yeah, it's Shadow Lugia.
Yes, this game was fantastic.
Yeah?
Oh.
Do you still have it?
I owned a GameCube. I played it on my mate's place.
Oh, right. Does your mate still have it?
Maybe.
Because this game sells for $300 to $600.
Good lord. Good lord.
It's one of the big ones that I'm after for my collection.
If this is the one I'm thinking of.
It has Shadow Lugia on the front. It's the first time you ever had Shadow Pokemon.
I remember Shadow Pokemon. Yes, Pokemon XD. Yes, Pokemon XD. Game was fantastic.
Skip forward a bit, Brayden. As much as we'd like to see the...
Whoa! Who's this guy?
Oh, it's just some random dude.
Oh my god! Wow!
Yeah, this blew my mind.
Damn, can you imagine if Pokemon made games that look this good?
There you go, Shadow Lugia.
That's awesome.
I really want to play this game, but
Why
I
don't
really
the
don't
new
want to
games
spend
look this
$600 on it.
Yeah, I played it and beat it.
Did you? Mm-hmm. You caught Lugia?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, it was a Pokemon RPG where you battled.
Yeah, like open world, you get an awesome motorcycle thing. You're just cruising through deserts, doing cool shit.
I can't believe that this is the peak of graphics for Pokemon games.
Yeah. Which is, again, why it's $600.
It never got better than this.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
All right, moving on to the next console that is severely underrated. A console that I do not own. Maybe one day. I'm talking, of course, the Dreamcast.
Revolutionary.
Now, the Dreamcast was the machine that killed Sega's time in the console market. This was the last console they ever made. The Japanese release had supply problems. The Dreamcast had a successful US launch backed by a large marketing campaign. However, sales steadily declined as Sony built anticipation for the PlayStation 2. Dreamcast sales did not meet Sega's expectations, and attempts to renew interest through price cuts caused significant financial losses. A restructure of Sega and a change of leadership had them pull the console and become a game developer only. So, yep, it focused too heavily in their marketing on hardcore gamers because Nintendo was the kiddie system. So they went, right, well, we'll do the opposite. We'll go for the tried and true hardcore gamers. Didn't work.
No, I don't know why. It was such a good console.
It was. It had a lack of third-party support. No Squaresoft, EA on the Dreamcast at all.
Yeah.
And you don't have EA. You need that cheap trash games coming through. And the pricing was considered a bit too high at the time. I think it was $800 or something.
Yeah, that's wild. Back then, that's super expensive.
The Dreamcast is region-free, however, so you can just download an ISO off the internet onto a CD and play any game.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
man, Soul Calibur.
really hackable nowadays. There's a lot you can do with it.
If you have a CD burner?
Well, you can also get it onto a USB, and there's ways around that.
Okay.
Use the UMD device or whatever. Games included Jet Set Radio, Shemune, Sonic Adventure, and Phantasy Star Online. And of course, I'm going to take you for a ride. But that was also on the Xbox. Really expensive game, this one, actually, on the Dreamcast. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Super expensive.
Yep.
So, did you ever play a Dreamcast at all, Zach?
No, actually, I didn't. I went from Sega to I got an N64, and then the Joy-Cons broke almost immediately. So then my
Joy-Cons?
mum, yeah, like or the
Joystick.
Joystick broke almost immediately. And trying to play Superman 64 without a working joystick.
Why would you? Why?
Because
Playing it with a
we got the
working
game.
joystick.
Again, I was like maybe 8.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I went to PS1 from there, and then I became a PlayStation kid. PS1, eventually got a PS2. But I was super poor, so I was super behind on everything.
Well,
Yeah.
if you had those consoles now, you wouldn't be super poor.
Yeah.
We're getting up there. Brayden,
Yo.
ever delved into a Dreamcast?
Nah, I was a PS2 baby.
PS2 baby. Even in modern day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. When I look at like the all the games that you listed for, like, yeah, they're like big hitters. I'm like, yeah, I never played any of those games.
No. Sonic Adventure.
I think a Dreamcast nowadays, you're looking at probably around $300 AU.
Yeah, right.
Because they are very sought after. Again, purely from... Excuse me, I'm just burping into the microphone. Brayden made the joke before, if you own a CD burner, but a lot of people who play retro games, yeah, they have access to a CD burner.
Bloody, I played a lot of the Dreamcast games actually on GameCube. So Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, they became Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube.
Oh, really?
That's how I played them. And that's why Sonic 3 was touched me in all the right places, because it was pretty much based off Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which is possibly the most popular Sonic game of all time.
Is that Echo the Dolphin or just another dolphin?
That's Echo, baby.
Echo and... dude, I hated this game on Sega. Generally low. Is that Perfect Dark?
This is Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis, hell yeah. That's Jurassic Park, though.
I will shout out, I do actually want to shout out this channel in particular because they've actually done a really good job with this. This is Video Game Showcase. At the start of this video, they do a deep overview of it all, and then they explain what equipment they're using for getting all this footage. So they list all the hardware for...
Oh, wow.
So all the footage we're seeing here is all exactly what the Sega Dreamcast was outputting.
Yeah, right.
It just looks different because it's not on a CRT. And he even explains in this video, how it looks different across different CRT stuff.
That's
and,
cool.
Really good video. I highly recommend people check it out in their free time.
I will be doing that after. Moving on to the next underrated console. I'll be surprised if either of you have heard of this. I do have one out in my garage in boxes, and I couldn't be bothered going through them all to find it. So you'll just have to imagine it for our podcast listeners. I'm sure Brayden will bring up a picture. But the Wonder Swan.
The what?
The Wonder Swan, made by Bandai and Koto Laboratory.
Who?
So Koto Laboratory, that was the company founded by Gunpei Yokai, a.k.a. the dude who made the Game Boy.
Whoa.
So when he left Nintendo, after the colossal flop of the Virtual Boy, he created a company. And with the help of Bandai, they created this handheld, the Wonder Swan. Now, originally it came out in black and white. Later on, they came out in color. Unfortunately, when they came out in color, Nintendo went, hey, look at this Game Boy Advance. And, nail in the coffin. So the original model screen, which we can see here, is capable of displaying up to 8 shades of grey.
Whoa.
Just like my morals.
Oh, God.
And in contrast to the... Game Boy only had 4 shades of grey.
Yeah, right.
So you actually did get a lot more depth in your sort of grayscale animations. It really is a cool console. Really is a lot of fun.
Moves way smoother than a Game Boy.
Yeah, absolutely. So the games included, as Michael Townsend in the live chat has said, a whole bunch of the Final Fantasies. There was some Digimon games and some Rockman games. It was an RPG machine. There was a whole bunch of, I believe, One Piece games on there as well.
Ah, yes.
Cool little console. Great little console. You can pick them up for relatively cheap in Japan. Over here, they're a little bit more, but certainly not at your Game Boy prices. The game's also getting a bit up there in price, purely because, again, things that weren't that popular are often the most expensive because they didn't have a big run. There's not a huge supply.
Look at that.
Harder to get.
Is that the color?
Oh, you got different colors. So I've got a jet black one. They came out in a whole different colors.
There's the big version, like the Game Boy, the Wonder Boy color thing, Wonder Swan color.
Wonder Swan color.
I'd like to see what the color looks like.
I'll find it.
Brayden will find one. But you're off to Japan at some point, aren't you?
Eventually, yeah.
I would highly recommend when you go to secondhand stores and the hard-offs and whatnot, if you can find a good cheap Wonder Swan, which you can over there, pick one up. It's just fun to sit down and play on the Shinkansen.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. There you go. There's the Wonder Swan color.
Oh.
Again, I probably should have included that in here as well, but I wanted to give the old Wonder
The
Swan some
color's
love.
actually way more color than the Game Boy Color. What?
Yeah, but not the Advance. So this was in response to the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, no, mate. A Game Boy Advance dumpster to this.
Oof.
That hurts.
So that's what killed them. The
Yeah.
fact the Game Boy Advance came out when this came out.
Nah. They had no chance. That's Gundam.
Yeah. And that's something I didn't mention as well. Yes, you could play this horizontally or vertically, depending on the game.
How ahead of their time. The
Yeah.
TikTok generation, they're here for it.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, next one. It's the Wii U. I was trying to think of something. Nah, bugger it. Wii U. This is so criminally underrated. People shit on the Wii U, and I'd say those people who shit on the Wii U never actually played a Wii U.
Who did?
I
No
did.
one.
I did. I gladly played it. I mean, I didn't buy it at launch. I bought mine with Harry, actually, friend of the show. We bought ours both on the same day. So the Wii U, the Wii U walked so the Switch could run. Because let's face it, without the Wii U, you wouldn't have a Switch. Because a Wii U is basically a Switch. At least power-wise as well. The Wii U had low sales, primarily credited to a weak lineup of launch games, limited third-party support, and poor marketing, including the lack of distinguishing the unique functionality of the gamepad from just being a tablet device for the Wii. So they called it the Wii U, which was the first big problem because people thought, "What? We've already got a Wii at home. Why do we need a Wii U?" Mm-hmm. Secondly, people thought that it was just a Wii with a gamepad.
Yep.
Because it looked like a Wii. And I think the marketing's what killed this console. Which is a pity because it had some really, really great games on there. And there was a definite improvement in regards to the quality of life. And let's not forget the Nintendo Plaza, which we had on our Game Boys. The Game Boys could talk, or the Game Boy DS Lights, I should say. They could talk to the Wii and you could have the Plaza as well, which was also great. Again, lack of third-party support. The gamepad was clunky in an era of slim iPads.
Yep.
So you had the time where they were shrinking everything down, making it less noticeable, and then you just had this gamepad. Like, have you ever played a Wii U?
Nope.
Ever seen one?
No.
See, I've got some out in the garage. I should have got one. So Brayden, have you ever played a Wii U?
Yes, and I used a Wiimote.
Why?
Because the only time I've ever actually seen someone in real life who has a Wii U, and the only time I ever played a Wii U was playing Smash Bros.
Really?
And so everyone had a mismatch of every type of controller known to man. There was the gamepad. Someone had a GameCube controller. Someone had it was every controller in the household. Because,
That's awesome.
Because was that the one that made it 8-player?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just every single controller they had to try and make it so that we could play 8-player.
That's wild.
And it was fun, but I was using a Wiimote, so I didn't really notice the difference between it being on the
Smash
Wii
Bros.
U compared to the
Wiimote.
Wii.
You poor man.
You know, after this, I'm going to take you both into that garage and I'm going to dig a Wii U out so you can both at least appreciate the gamepad. Because it was a chunky boy. It felt good in your hands. It just had a really small screen. And when you hold it in your hands, you go, yeah, I can see where they got the Switch from.
Yeah.
Like 100%. So the Wii U is backwards compatible. That's cool.
Unheard of.
It had amazing games such as Mario Kart 8, which is, I still think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch is the best-selling game on that system.
Yes.
Man, it's Mario Kart.
Super Mario Maker came out on the Wii U, which was an amazing game, but very, very, very much locked to this console. Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, on the DS, it was a little bit okay. Mario Maker 2 on the Switch didn't work. Splatoon debuted on the Wii U. I was going to say you played Splatoon, but no.
No. I know. I was Splatoon.
The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD remakes.
Yep.
On the Wii U, and they were beautiful.
Hey, where they at?
What do you mean, where are they at?
Everyone wants them. Where they at?
Nintendo has a rule that they don't release remakes on two consecutive consoles. That's
They
the rule.
also hate money.
Well, no, they don't. They really like it.
Yeah, but they're like you paying for stuff that you shouldn't, like max price games that are ancient. Fucking Nintendo, I hate you.
You're one of these Pokemon people, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep.
Sons of bitches.
Such a mood.
And Captain Toad, which made its debut on here as well. So besides the Zelda games, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 huge games that sold gangbusters on the Switch when they were ported over. Because they were fantastic games. People just didn't give it a chance. And I blame Nintendo because they stuffed it up. All right, last console, I should say. May surprise you. Anyone want to take a guess?
I just read the run sheet, so does that count?
Oh, Brayden would have read it as well.
I brought the video up from the run sheet.
Yeah.
All right, it's the PS Vita. Woo! Oh, Brayden, tell us about the PS Vita.
I love the PS Vita.
Why is that?
You talk about how the Wii U walked so the Switch could run.
Yep.
The Wii U crawled while the PS Vita sprinted so that the Switch could lead the charge.
No, I think you
into
misunderstand.
The mainstream.
The Wii U created a distraction. The Wii U created, oh, my car's got a flat tire. Please help me.
Oh, no.
And the PS Vita came along to help out. And then Nintendo got out of the back and put a gun to their head and said, get in.
Yep. Yeah, no. Now
And then we never saw the Vita
now we
again, and
have
the Switch
you.
came.
I have a Vita at home.
Hell yeah, good work.
Which one do you have? Do you want with the OLED screen, the original one?
I honestly have no idea. It was a gift.
Oh,
I've never even I turned it on once.
do you know how easy it is to hack these things?
No.
You can have
Super
every
easy.
single game that was on the Vita
Oh.
easily.
Because there's still a back door open to... Is it the PS Network?
Yeah, it was something like that where they could just get everything.
There's a back
off
door
it.
open where you can have every game that was ever on the PlayStation Network
Oh,
on your Vita.
that's cool.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's an exploit that people know how to get, and it, apparently rather simple to hack as well.
But also, just like size and form factor wise, this thing was perfect. Oh, excellent. The thumbsticks were a little small and the buttons were a little small, but that's fine. It's a small handheld.
Do you know what wasn't small, Brayden?
Oh.
The price you paid for a memory card. Tell us about the memory card, Brayden.
Proprietary memory cards, rip. Yeah, not good.
So
Not good.
you had to buy a specific memory card for the Vita.
I've
And
got
these
two.
things were pricey. Very, very expensive. Brayden, how much were the memory cards? Do you remember? Is there something we can
I
find?
don't want to remember. I can probably look it up and see.
I
but-
think close to $100.
Good lord.
Ooh.
The Vita I have at home that was just a gift, I have 2 memory cards.
That's cool. You should hold on to them because they're going to be worth a lot more when people get nostalgic for the Vita, which isn't that far away.
No.
At the moment, the nostalgia is decisively on the GameCube, and we're starting to see the Wii nostalgia start to come back.
Ah, yep.
People are starting to buy up Wiis for like $70 now, as opposed to like selling them $10 at garage sales like they were a couple of years ago.
Yep.
So when that happens, you're going to start to see people getting nostalgic for the Vita.
I mean, it's a great handheld.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, touchscreen, like PlayStation games, like look at it, it's gorgeous. See, again, I was poor growing up, so I couldn't afford any of this rubbish. And now I have one that I've literally never even played.
So the biggest problem the Vita had, I think, was its launch titles. So I'm going to read out the initial launch titles for you and tell me how many of these games you'd like to play.
Okay, hit me with it.
So we've got Hot Shots Golf, World Invitational. Hustle Kings, which was on the PlayStation Network only. Little Deviants. Mod Nation Races, Road Trip. Super Stardust Delta.
I have no idea what any of those are.
Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Okay, that's one.
And Wipeout 2048.
Wipeout.
So which of those games are console sellers?
Yeah, one. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors!
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Vita also released around the same time that mobile gaming started to become very, very popular.
Yes. Yeah. And mobile gaming was also very cheap, much cheaper.
Now the games that did release on the Vita as well include Persona 4 Golden, Hotline Miami, Gravity Rush, Darkest Dungeon, and the Metal Gear Solid Collection.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I found a press release from Sony from 2013 on the updated pricing for the PlayStation Vita and accessories.
Right.
So this is the pricing that they had, the new suggested retail price and the previous. For a 8 gig memory card, you're looking at $30 US.
Good
So
God.
we're looking at what, $55 Australian?
Oh.
That's bad.
back then.
Yeah.
So with inflation, what's $55 Australian money with inflation?
Oh,
Close
God.
to 80, 90 bucks?
I always get scared searching for inflation on the internet, so you can do that yourself, Ben.
I don't really go into a panic attack right now.
Yeah. My God. Oh.
Floppy also tracked down. That's cool. Floppy's a good man.
I highly recommend looking into hacking now.
I don't have I need a charger for it.
Oh, they're easy to come by. Get them on eBay for like five
A
bucks.
proprietary charger too. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, well, you don't get a real one, but no, you can get a second-party USB one off eBay for like $5-10. Piece of cake.
Might have to look into that.
100% do. But yes, get it hacked. Speak to Floppy about someone who might help with the hacking.
Yeah.
And with hacking old consoles, I am 100% for it. If they're no longer in circulation and they're no longer having games made for it, hack away.
Yeah.
That's how we get video game preservation. But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been You Don't Know Video Games. And this is the part where Zach usually turns off and you do too.
100%.
But just
I already follow
remember,
you guys.
just subscribe and leave us a review and do all those really, really cool, fun stuff. And be sure to remember that we have Patreons that I keep forgetting to thank.
Good job, Andy.
So thank you to our producer level Patreons, Sutek, Dylan the Villain, and the wonderful Michael Towns. And you can see us all very, very soon at the Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair. Be sure to come along to that. I may even find out how to stream that live as a part of Super Retro Squad. And maybe I'll do one for You Don't Know Video Games as well. I'll do a walk around with my GoPro. Stream it live. That'll be cool. That'll be a fun time for someone. I don't know who.
All you is use your phone and a tripod, my guy.
Why would I do that when I got a GoPro?
Can you make? Well, how are you gonna stream that?
Because my GoPro can stream.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you
So
need
it
to know
connects
this.
to your phone, does it?
Through an app. Wow, riveting. Here's your penis joke. Big dick.